Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Nick Cage Fight Podcast, where we are holding on for dear life, trying to give one of our classic rundowns of a very odd entry in the form of Industrial Symphony #1, The Dream of the Brokenhearted. I'm one of your hosts, Josh, joined as always by Rich and Ryan, the only companions I have as I walk down this increasingly insane road in an attempt to fully document the entire filmography of one Nicolas Cage. How are we feeling, guys?
I'm about ready to see a skin deer.
I'm about ready to start a cult.
Yeah, Rich, you're not ready for it. I'm not ready for it. No one's
I'm ready for
it.
that.
You're not.
I'm
You are
so ready
not.
for it.
You're lying. You're lying.
I was so stoked when I saw him the first time. I'm stoked to think about him again.
That part of this performance made me stop and think, I am so glad I would not have had an opportunity to see this live, because I would have taken drugs before I went to see it.
Oh yeah, that's a mistake.
And at that point in the show, I would have ran screaming for my life from the venue. That's exactly how that would have happened, and it would have probably been a pivotal and defining moment in my life. I'm glad I got to skip out on that. So before we get there, though, we have to get back to the strange little man sawing a log in just the weirdest tempo you could imagine. If you were actually trying to saw through a log. In my notes, I literally wrote, this is going to take him forever to saw through this log.
It's so small and not that strong.
And also he's got no sense of urgency with it. In the background, while he's sawing, there's a man with like a flashlight. He might be the guy who was pinwheeling through the air before. I'm not entirely sure. The camera angles are a little wonky on
The
this.
camera angles are wonky, and the only copies of this I was able to find are in like fucking 480.
Yeah. But there's a man with a flashlight inspecting the vehicle that the topless lady was grinding on. We get some more of that shrieking that I mentioned in our last episode. And the man in the hat with the saw runs off. At this point, I do think it was a deliberate artistic decision, so I'll tell you. There's an echo of the sawing occurring despite the fact that the log is no longer being sawed.
I'd also like to point out that the little man, Michael J. Anderson, is wearing platform shoes to be slightly less little.
Oh my god, I missed that because he is still incredibly little.
He's a very small man to begin with.
So he returns to the stage with a rope, and the rope is attached to a board with wheels. I wouldn't necessarily call it a skateboard because it's more just like a single board dolly, but it's basically a fucking homemade skateboard. But on it is a lit light bulb, and he drags this across the stage, and I have no fucking idea what this is supposed to represent. Do you guys have any idea of what this is supposed to represent?
Nope. Not a thing.
You're the guys insisting this is art, and I'm the one.
Well, I mean, David Lynch would insist that art doesn't have to have meaning. David Lynch will straight up tell you that if you try to find meaning in his art, you're doing it wrong.
What are you supposed to find in his art then?
Vibes.
The vibe is rancid.
The vibe is impeccable.
No. The vibe is horrifying. So, that being said, the light bulb on the skateboard might have been my favorite part of this. That might be to a certain extent because of what happens next, which I am much less of a fan of. So we move into our next musical number called Into the Night. And this is performed by Dream Self, and she's flying around the stage again. So the lyrics for Into the Night is, again, incredibly one-dimensional as far as, what message it's conveying. The lyrics include, I cry out your name into the night. I search out your love. Night is so dark. Where are you? I'm sorry. This could be a Charlie Kelly song. It just occurred to me.
This really is just Nightman Part 1.
Yeah.
I cry out your name into the night. I search out your love. Night's so dark.
It's all about the cadence.
It is the definition of it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because if delivered in a different cadence, this could be in an episode of Always Sunny in
Yeah, if it was in a less breathy Cocteau Twins alike fucking vocal style.
Yeah. But that's Into the Night. It's fine. It's a fine song.
I like it quite a bit personally. It's one of my favorite songs from Twin Peaks in general.
So here is where everything goes off the fucking rails. If we were on rails to begin with,
I don't think we were on
entirely
rails.
Convinced of that. But here is where
rails?
It took a fucking turn for me personally. Because the song ends with a lot more sudden screaming and shrieking, and Dream Self plummets from the rafters and hits the fucking car like violently. Now, I know it's a dummy, a mannequin of some sort, but I was still like, oh, when it happened.
That's the magic of fucking.
It fucking got me.
Magic of theater, baby.
Like a fucking toddler. I was like, oh my God, that poor woman.
Smoking mirrors.
And weirdly enough, that was the least disturbing thing. That just set the stage for what was about to happen to me as a viewer, which was a bunch of dudes in what looks like mine gear come out.
Yeah.
And start waving lights over
like the killer from that movie The Prowler that was shot in Cape May.
Yeah, but like they all come out, there's like 5 or 6 of them, and they're like just like waving lights, like not flashlights, but like, you know, that old fucking electrical cord that had just a regular ass light bulb you screw into it, and it has like a plastic cage around it with a hook that your dad always used to use, and for some reason we have no use for it in modern days. I don't own one of those. I don't know if you can even get those anymore.
You absolutely can. I've seen them at Harbor Freight.
What job is that for?
It's for like wiring when you need to run an extension cord into a house that doesn't have electricity yet.
What about a fucking flashlight?
You can't hang a flashlight from the rafters efficiently.
Fair. Okay, all right. I'll accept that.
Gotcha.
Boom, got him.
I feel like there are flashlights that you can hang from things. They're fucking magnetic now. You can just fucking stick it to a stud in the wall. But all right, I'll grant you that.
Plus, you can get a higher like fucking light bulb than you can for most flashlights. Like not like a cop flashlight where it's fucking a million lumens or whatever.
You know what's fucking hilarious about that? I've never seen one of those things in real life that had even like a 45 watt bulb in it. I feel like they were buying explicitly like 25 watt bulb. I don't even know where they fucking got them, but it had the dimmest light cast from it in every real world encounter I've had with these fucking things.
Fair.
Anyway, that's the sort of shit they're waving over this figure on the medical gurney. And this, it becomes immediately clear this is the tall-skinned deer character.
I love him.
Which I thought, foolishly, that name was a euphemism of some sort. It was explicitly literal in a way that words will not properly convey.
This part was a fucking Pig Destroyer song become visual.
Fuck yeah.
I don't even get that reference.
Well, you're not into grindcore?
Listen to Starbelly by Pig Destroyer and tell me you're the same person afterwards. Because you won't be.
This scene made you correlate it to this other piece of art. I don't know that it's necessarily for me, but I will give it a try. I'm very open-minded.
Wait a second, hang on. I'll just send you over the album art of Prowler in the Yard, and you'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I was thinking about, I saw that fucking on vinyl the last time I was in the record shop, and I was like, do I really want to put that on my record player?
Oh, yes, I do.
know I do.
I do.
All right, you've piqued my curiosity, but okay. Let me fucking take a look at this. Yep. All right. Okay. Yeah. It looks like a video game fucking cover.
There's so much happening in this.
They're the night trap of grindcore artists.
It literally looks like a PlayStation 1 video game cover. That's what it looks like.
So cool.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, it was released in like 1999, and
Yeah.
in one of my favorite, I don't know if favorite is the right word, but there's a song on it called Starbelly where one of the lines is literally, "The other night I masturbated to one of your pictures from your birthday party. It felt so sad, like my life."
Yikes. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they are sad.
are the lyrics discernible? Is this like
No.
Okay,
No.
fair. All right.
It's
fucking-
grindcore, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you like pig squealing sounds? Because that's what you're gonna get.
Not fucking particularly, man.
How do you feel about Napalm Death? Because they're the poppiest of grindcore
Yes.
bands.
I can't say I've heard Napalm Death.
How about
Can you
anal
get-
cunt?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
You got anything else? Anything more mainstream?
No, I think Napalm Death wasn't Napalm Death in fucking Ace Ventura
Yes, they were because fucking
when he goes to the fucking metal
Jim
show.
Carrey's a big Napalm Death and like Cannibal Corpse fan. He loves those
Cannibal
two bands.
Corpse, I've heard. Is that similar?
Yeah, they're like the poppy version of grindcore.
I'd say, well, Cannibal Corpse is more like a fucking. Yeah, no, they got a little grind to them.
Yeah, but they're more of a death metal.
I was gonna say
like,
they're more of a standard death metal.
Okay,
Death
so
metal, like leaning towards thrash.
death metal, I've heard. New metal, I've heard.
That's the worst metal. They shouldn't have made a new metal.
Yeah,
I like a Corn.
Yeah, Corn had its moment. Wait, Corn had its moment for me in high school. I'll admit that.
Hold
There's
up, I listened
and,
to
like-
one of Korn's new albums, and it's like it was good. It was straight good.
I will not be doing that to myself. I will stick with my sad Norwegian death metal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so in high school, I had a brief period of time where it was all like Corn and Slipknot and Mudvayne and shit like that.
Butt rock.
Is that-
No, that's not what butt rock is.
I heard that like Mudvayne has become butt rock.
I don't doubt that they've become butt rock, but I think the definition of butt rock is more like, does it sound like AC/DC without being as good as AC/DC? That's butt rock.
Well,
okay, that was not
doesn't-
Mudvayne's initial album, at least.
Yeah, it's
In my experience,
it's essentially would my dad listen to this, but it's relatively new.
yeah, no, that is
Yeah.
not Mudvayne.
Yeah.
At least when I was listening to
The-
them.
Like
Literally
it's your Nickelback, your Five Finger Death Punch, like those kind of bands.
Wait, is that the kind of music Five Finger Death Punches?
Yeah, it's butt rock.
It's butt rock.
It's butt rock. Yeah.
The name is
I
incredibly misleading. Then
I think that they're butt rock by association because all of their songs are about like blowing cops.
Yeah. Yeah. They fucking love cops.
They love cops. They love the police.
Yeah. I
Really?
kind of. So speaking on fucking new metal, I hate that people consider Deftones new metal because Deftones are a good band.
Doesn't mean they're
So-
not new metal.
yeah,
It's
so
not
you
new
just,
metal. They're a shoegaze band that goes heavy sometimes.
okay, so you dislike the genre tag on that one.
I dislike every band that would be considered new metal except for the Deftones.
Like
because
what?
the
Name some other ones. So you
fucking
don't like Korn.
Limp Bizkit, fucking
Limp Bizkit is-
POD, Static X,
Wait,
Drowning Pool.
POD is just Christian rock.
POD is Christian rock, but it's still new metal.
It's still new metal. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they
Is
still
it?
tune
I
in
count
drop D. They tune in drop D and they do the chugga chuggas.
Everybody does drop D tuning. Fucking
Wait,
System of
then-
a Down did drop D tuning.
Yeah, but System of a Down is actually good.
Okay, that's
But that's new metal. There's still new metal.
Is System of a Down new metal? Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
is
All right.
that-
So
is that
there are
what they're
two
considered?
good new metal bands.
I didn't know System was considered new metal specifically. They're so weird. I just consider them Armenian metal.
Yeah, like I'd put them closer to like fucking. I don't know. I can't see them as new metal though. Is it just because they used to play shows with Korn? Is that why that happened?
Nah, they're like
this is a period of time with a very specific group of weird artists that were
now,
doing some form of metal.
what I will say though is that like the Deftones, while I still consider them new metal, they're closer to a Glassjaw than they are a Slipknot.
Yeah, because Glassjaw fucking rules, and so does the Deftones.
So here, this is why we could never do, or at least me personally. I'll just speak for myself. I don't want to put words in your guys' mouth, but this is why I could never do a podcast about music in general, because I don't fucking understand genres. As far as I can tell, it has to do with timing and proximity and people just grouping shit together.
Yeah, it usually has to do with like specific geographic areas and like scenes and shit like that.
That is why I will forever be annoyed with the argument about whether or not Incubus barely missed the boat to be considered an emo band.
No, they actually started as a new metal band. I shit you not. Their first EP and their first album are actually new metal, and I will not argue. Like they straight up are one of the only good new metal bands too.
Not an emo band.
So
I've heard this argument. Not an emo band.
They're not an emo band. They're too funky. They actually understand how to play their instruments in a way that an emo band generally does not.
This makes me so fucking furious, because here's the thing. I've heard reasonable arguments as to why Incubus falls better into other musical categories, their reggae inspiration and shit like that. I'm like, all right, yeah, that's less emo, but they hit their peak around like 99 2000 when emo was first going out. You can't listen to Dig and tell me that's not a sad boy song.
No, you can't, because Dig came out in like 2009 and that was their revival.
No, it didn't. It came out in like 99.
Dig?
I remember watching that shit in fucking grade school, like 7th grade.
There's
maybe
no way.
2000. Maybe
2007.
Dig by Mudvayne.
Dig
No.
by Incubus.
Oh, I thought you said Dig by Mudvayne.
No,
I'm sorry.
Dig
I was
by
like, wait,
Incubus.
what?
Mudvayne is not an so
That's
there
why
you
I
go.
was so confused for a minute.
That was an advertisement as to why Nick Cage Fight Podcast is not a music podcast, and this is an ad probably for Fred Durst's latest creative venture.
That's fair.
Okay, we're back, and I'm just going to get back onto this Incubus's emo thing real quick.
They're not,
because
they started out as a new metal band with funk influences.
My gripe is not with you, Ryan.
Tell me that's a
my
fucking
gripe
emo
is
band.
not with you; it's with Josh. What kind of emo are they? Are they Lifetime Saves a Day? Because they're not. Are they American Football? Also not.
No,
So
definitely
what are
not
they?
American Football. Although American Football is one of the few emo bands that I consider to be pretty fucking good at their instruments.
Oh, I mean, any Midwest emo band. Is
Midwest
good.
emo.
Midwest emo is its own fucking thing. My qualifications for the suggesting that Incubus be considered as
is
an emo
one
band
single they put out 7 albums deep.
Not just specifically that. They play sad boy music and they yell sometimes. That's it. That's the basic requirement.
Okay, but if that's a basic requirement, Ryan, is Glassjaw an emo band?
That's a hard question to answer.
No, they're a metal
No, they're
band.
not.
They're a metal band. He just sings about the most vile, cancelable shit nowadays, but
That's like saying that Mineral was a metal band, though.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
know.
tell you guys that, honestly, I don't even care about the core of the conversation anymore. It has become a verbal grenade that I like to drop amongst people who like music and just walk away as people scream at each other.
you succeeded. But anyway, there's a big skinned deer.
Okay,
I
yeah.
love
So
the big
I've
stick.
clearly been avoiding talking about this because after the miners waved their lights over this thing, a gigantic, terrifying, skinless deer man stands up and does what I can only describe as raving around, doing a weird little dance.
He does
that-
Slenderman shit.
He's on stilts too, I think, inside the costume.
Yeah, it's a skinned deer costumed man on stilts, looking like he's attempting to do a K-pop dance routine. And it is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. My note for this portion of this is, what the fuck is going on? So come on, art boys. What does the skin deer represent?
It represents a skinned deer.
Yeah, it represents how cool it is to see that.
It's not cool.
I don't think it represents anything. I think this whole show is just meant to be, how unsettled can I make my audience watching it? And the answer is very.
All right.
Fair. I think that's what he was going for. I just think like between the audio cues, the audio in general, between the drone noises and the random breaks, and the randomly switching into minor keys for a measure and then going back to a major key, it's meant to make you feel unsettled.
Okay, so like any endeavor, you have to figure out first who you're doing it versus. And in this case, it is David Lynch versus the viewer.
I think that's always
David
Lynch. That's always it's always David
key.
Lynch versus the viewer.
It is pretty key, and he does do it well. So we I actually didn't write down what was I'm sorry. This is Pinky's egg. Hold on, I have to get the actual name of this portion of it. Pinky's bubble egg, right? So after the weird K-pop routine by the tall skinless deer, a light flashes on the screen and everybody's gone. The miners, the skinless deer, the stage is empty. And then we get voice narration, but this clarified nothing for me at the time. In fact, I could not tell what the fuck they were saying originally. It turns out what they were saying was Pinky's bubble egg several times. I don't know what that is. There are characters sort of running across the stage, and we get this like lilty sing-song voice saying creepy shit. Again, shit that I could not place exactly what was being said. I think it was more Pinky's bubble egg, but I'm not entirely sure. At this point, we get the clarinet solo. We get a sick clarinet breakdown.
Yeah. Rich, was it you that was saying you thought that was Angelo? That's definitely not Angelo.
No, that was not me.
Okay. Was it you, Josh? Somebody said the clarinet player was Angelo. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not Angelo.
Wait, are you sure? I don't think I said that. No, not Angelo. It's Badalamenti who's doing the clarinet solo.
That's Angelo. That is not the man that I recognize as Angelo Badalamenti.
It's Andre Badalamenti.
Oh, it's his brother. Okay. Yeah. That's a different Badalamenti altogether.
Okay. Yeah, Angelo did the producing and Andre did the clarinet solo.
Okay, yeah. Angelo wrote all the music for this.
There you go. So yeah, his brother did the clarinet bit. So the clarinet guy comes out, and the small man in the dapper hat walks with him. And a woman comes out on stage and hands the mic to the dapper dressed man in the hat. And he recites the call from the beginning of this music video film. Not sure exactly what to call it.
This is Dream in 5 parts.
And while he's doing this, there is the clarinet guy playing the clarinet, and the woman who handed him the mic is just sort of like rubbing herself and her body suggestively. But my favorite part is he says click to signify the hang up at the end of this.
Excellent.
Which is amazing. Also, the way he takes the mic and like hands it off is one of my favorite. Like he's at a fucking award show. I don't know why I love that detail so much, but I really did. That did it for me. So at this point, some guys come out on stage and open up the back of the car, the trunk of the car that's on stage. And Dream Self is in the trunk. She's fine. Her brains weren't bashed out by falling onto the vehicle because that was a mannequin. I wasn't worried about that until I saw her again. Definitely not me. I knew that was stage magic. But at this point, and I did like this part. I don't care if it signifies anything. I just like the visual imagery of it. A TV is wheeled out, like a big old tube TV is wheeled out on stage, which is a close-up of Dream Self like singing or going into this song in the trunk.
Well,
and this
old
is
TV to us, it's a relatively modern for them, I think.
Yeah, sure. And then we get our next song, which includes backup dancers and everything. And this is Rockin' Back Inside My Heart, which might have been my favorite song from this one.
I think that Julie Cruz plays this at the Roadhouse bar in Twin Peaks in one of the episodes towards the end of season 1. I'm not 100% sure on the exact timing on that, though.
I'll tell you this. It's fucking catchy. The chorus is catchy. And then there's a weird like tonal shift at the end, like the last verse, or rather after the last recitation of the chorus. The tone and tempo changed rather dramatically. I thought it was almost a different song. This one I liked. Again, the basic message here is I thought we were in love and now we're not anymore. That sucks. That's a real bummer. But like I said, pretty catchy, probably my favorite song in the bit. And the song ends with more sirens and shrieks and flashing lights and shit. And then we get to an absolutely bonkers portion of this already bonkers performance, where a bunch of like baby doll toys are lowered from the I'm talking
that
about like
was bonkers. I thought it was representing fetuses.
Ton of them. A ton of way too many fucking baby dolls. You know, there was that one like baby doll monger in the area. He was like, we just got our biggest order. They want 100 baby dolls. We're gonna make it. I told you this wasn't a dumb idea.
I mean, if anybody's gonna order 100 baby dolls, it's gonna be David Lynch.
Yeah, you're talking about the man who bought 5 Woody the Woodpecker plushes from a gas station to rescue them.
Oh my god, I gotta look up what they were fucking called because they had excellent names.
They all had names, and my favorite part of the interview is like, and then things got a little tense and we don't speak anymore.
I believe the specific phrasing was, I started to notice certain aspects of their personality and I no longer am with them.
Or like they're not in my life any longer.
They're not in my life any longer. Yeah.
Just another. I'm just gonna tell you, by the way, in case David Lynch does have a deathbed confession that proves me right. I'm almost positive he's just fucking with everybody.
All right, I got the names. I'm gonna do this in character as David Lynch.
All right.
I named them Chucko, Buster, Pete, Bob, and Dan, and they were my boys, and they were in my office.
Oh, was David Lynch just here?
Thank you, everybody. Like good up for David Lynch. Thanks for taking the time to come out onto the show.
Thanks for coming onto this podcast. That's sick.
What a get.
I will not elaborate any further.
I will say this: the man can fucking give an interview.
Yeah, he can.
It is tough from directors that we have covered on this podcast. Between him and fucking Herzog as far as interviews are concerned.
Oh my god, they're both fucking masters of their craft.
100%. I'd love to see the two of them involved in some sort of director roundtable where they're doing. Of course, both of them would never deign to attend such an event, but it would really make my year. So these baby dolls like lower on strings on the stage, and like a bunch of chorus girls like run across the stage at this point. I do not understand this, but this portion of the performance is called the final battle. I have no idea what that means.
It's a final battle.
It's something. It's something. I'll give you that. And then we get for whatever reason, a gigantic warped baby face just is sort of projected onto the stage. I mean, like really warped. And I'm doing my best as far as my creative input. I would like this to be the thumbnail for the second episode at least. So, dear listener, you can look at what the fuck I witnessed. I'm like, what is going on?
I will try my hardest to make that work.
I know. It's so sad that it's not at a higher resolution. It's so beautiful.
So Dream Self is back up into the air at this point. and we get our final song, which is called "The World Spins." A lot more of the "Don't Go Away, My Love, Come Back for like forever" into my life. But this did have one of my favorite lyrics of all of the songs, which was, I'm just going to read the first 3 lines of the opening of the song. Moving near the edge at night, dust is dancing in the space. A dog and bird are far away. A dog and bird are far
A
away.
dog and bird are so far away.
It's probably my favorite lyric. And also, by the way, reading it like that, I don't know if you guys were as terminally online as I am and got to witness the Planet of the Bass saga on
I
the
did
internet.
Nah.
All right, some fucking comedy YouTuber or short form media guy like Vine or TikTok did a parody of like a 90s Euro electronica pop song.
Was it Turquoise Jeep doing Taste You Like Yogurt?
I have no idea what you're referencing there,
Oh
but
God!
Rich knows.
Oh,
Rich knows about. He got in the Jeep. Gotta get in the Jeep.
You got to smang it, girl.
You gotta smash it and bang.
But yeah, I'll send you a link to the video because I
All
have
right,
to admit,
I'll
as far
send
as
you
the
a link
parody is
to
concerned,
Taste You Like Yogurt.
Oh,
by
I'll just send
Turquoise
it the
Jeep.
whole thing because you also need to hear how you like your eggs, fried or fertilized.
Yeah, and treat me like a pirate and give you that booty.
wait, all of that sounds very familiar. I'm certain you're gonna unlock some memories for
Some
me.
jesters' hidden memories.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so we close on "The World Spins," which is also a bit of a bop with weird ass lyrics. And then we get credits rolling after that. And our ordeal is done. This was not a challenge. I was interested the entire time. The runtime was very manageable. I was so confused. This is the kind of art that makes me think I really don't get art, which is a bummer.
Well, not all art's for everyone.
It's a bummer for somebody who does try and deconstruct movies as like a creative passion project. I mean, granted, I obviously was all of us were approaching this with some level of self-awareness landing on Nicolas Cage filmography, but this is one of those things where I'm like, I don't know that I understand all of this particularly well.
I don't think you're meant to. I think it's vibes. I think
I sort of agree.
Yeah, I think it's skinless, tall deermen all the way down.
Yeah, but the vibes are horrifying though. I know you dug the vibes, but this is crazy.
Yeah, not all vibes are everybody's vibes.
That's fair. That is fair. It was fucking entertaining, and the music was nice. I could have done without some of the shrieking, but it was an experience. If art is supposed to be an experience, if that's what you're supposed to walk away from it with, then this qualifies. But it probably won't be on my repeated watch list.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm
gonna build myself a CRT television that plays this on a loop to just keep in one of my rooms at all times.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a performance art piece that I probably have seen at some point. So
the only audience member is going to be my cat. When he misbehaves, he goes in the room.
Your cat's gonna smother you in your sleep, man.
He already tries
I don't
to do
advise
that. I wake up and he's laying across my face and I can't breathe through his fat.
All right. Well, you know what? That was really interesting. It's better than just watching a bad fucking movie.
Absolutely. That was
much.
better than Trespass by a country mile.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, Rich, please tell us, what does the Wheel of Destiny have in store for us next?
So I'm not gonna lie, this Wheel of Destiny already happened, but we had to squeeze in another movie.
Yeah, we had to push World Trade Center up to make sure the timing on the release for that was apropos.
Yes. So we got Matchstick Men.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I do like that one. I like it.
I love Matchstick Men. I love Sam Rockwell, despite the fact that his only prior appearance on this podcast was in Ryan's most detested film.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe
And
this
then
will redeem Rockwell for Ryan a little bit.
maybe. Did we lose Ryan, by the way? Is he frozen on your end?
Oh, I thought he just rage quit because Sam Rockwell made him think of G-Force.
That very well may have happened. I will also let the listeners know that we are pausing the Wheel of Destiny for the month of October because October's spooky season. Oh, yep, there he goes. He gone.
We'll get him back.
Press F.
He'll hop back in.
Press F to pay respects. But yeah, October, spooky season. We're going to watch some spooky Nick Cage movies. I'm going to hate my life.
I'm super excited for it. I know you don't like scary movies. I love scary movies. I even like weird scary movies, and
No, I
we
should
have
be
some of
fine
those
for
on this
like
list.
I should be fine for 3 out of the 4 of them that I'm looking at. I guess what we'll let the listeners know now that for the month of October we'll be doing.
Do we want to ruin the surprise?
Nah, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Just
You're absolutely right.
They're spooky movies, folks. Just guess. You can look at the filmography. You can guess. Maybe they'll do this. Maybe they'll do that. Either way, you'll enjoy it. I will tell you this: it includes at least one of my absolute favorite Nick Cage films of all time. Not because it's good, but because it is hilarious in a way that is probably unintentional, but it's entertaining as fuck. So I am excited for Spooky Month and Spooky Cage. But I am also excited for Matchstick Men. That's just an entertaining film that is well done. And fans of us pointing out the most unhinged Nick Cage scenes, it has some really good ones. So I'm psyched about that.
Yeah, I am sort of excited about it. Hey, Ryan's
I
back.
made it back. I figured out what happened. My cat heard I was going to put him in the room and he attacked my router.
I thought you quit because our next film has Sam Rockwell, which made you think of G-Force, the only other time he's appeared on this pod.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Don't worry. First of all, Sam Rockwell is always entertaining, and
Except in
Matchstick Men
G-Force.
is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's very funny because I know this is an audio format, but I wish you could have seen the fear in Ryan's eyes. We mentioned Sam Rockwell.
And also, Ryan, to bring you up to speed, we did reveal to the audience that we paused the Wheel of Destiny because we're doing just spooky movies for the month of October.
Excellent.
We are leaving it up to their wildest imaginations to try and guess what selections from Cage's filmography we will be doing. We will continue to reveal what the next one is at the end of our second episode each week.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. One of the perks of working on the podcast is I know what movies we're covering, and I couldn't be more excited.
That is a perk.
It is. It's the primary perk.
Yeah, we don't offer health insurance, but we let you know what movies we're watching.
So, yeah, that's another one in the books. A weird one, Industrial Symphony #1, The Dream of the Brokenhearted. Also, the wordiest film title or performance title I think we've done to date. I haven't done a character check on that, but I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
But yeah, listener, thank you for tuning in and taking this bizarre experience along with us. Join us next time for when we cover Matchstick Men. Super excited about that. That's a film I very much enjoy. And as always, oh wait, I'm sorry, we didn't even fucking plug anything yet.
Oh yeah, we
follow us on social media.
Yeah,
X, we're Xing over on X at cagefight_pod.
We're Xing on Patreon as well at www.patreon.com/NickCageFight. $1 a month gets you every episode without ads. $5 a month gets you other things. I forget what the tiers are at this point. It's all just a blur.
Check them out.
Check them out because there is some good stuff in there. Getting episodes early, getting additional episodes, watching Ryan have to play G-Force.
Yeah, inflicting psychic damage on all of us as we hit different counts of subscribers. So
yeah.
But listener, if you take away anything from this, please take away the fact that we appreciate you.
Bye.